To be honest with you, bro, looks don't matter as much as you think. Now, don't get me wrong, looks matter to a certain extent, but they're not everything. And so, with polling girls, you're not always going to be the most attractive 24/7. I know it's ideal to look your best and feel your best 24/7, but even at my lowest, even at my worst, I've been able to pull girls. When I was on a bulk 210 pounds, fucking fat as hell, face bloated as fuck, I was able to pull girls. Me depressed, I was able to pull girls. And even at my best times, which were better and more ideal, I was able to get girls. But there's never really like a perfect threshold for you to look a certain way for you to start going out and getting girls. You could start today. And honestly, it's better. The more experience you get, the better you'll be at talking to women. And don't get me wrong, this isn't to say and make an excuse that looks don't matter at all. Just look like shit, don't even try. Still work on your looks. You could still control a lot of things about how you look, but don't worry about your fucking eye shape or how your jawline is molded, because you can't fix that unless if you get cosmetic surgery, but I guarantee you probably don't want to do that. So don't worry about things you can't control and worry about things you can control, like your hair, your physique, things like that. But when it comes to getting girls, don't make it everything about your looks, because your looks aren't just going to always do the talking for you. I mean, like there's been times where I was super good looking, and I am good looking, by the way, and I'm proud to say that. And I know you, bro, are proud to eventually come to that point as well. But I'm at the point of my journey where I've made a lot of progress. And I would say there have been times, of course, where I will still fold with a woman. And there could have been some things I could have done better. The way I could have talked to her could have been better. It's not always about how you look in your face. You could be genuinely having a shitty day and have an off day where you look like shit, and you could still get a girl. You'll be surprised. Sorry, gotta stay hydrated. But anyways, I hate when guys say, oh, well, you have this certain eye shape. Your maxilla is shaped like this. These fucking black pillars, bro. Like, you could still get girls without that stuff. And of course, looks matter to a certain point. But the distinction I'm trying to say here is that you shouldn't make looks or trying to look a certain way like the reason you should go out to get girls. You shouldn't just make an excuse for you not to get girls right now because you don't look the best or you don't look ideal. That's bullshit, because even when you do look good, let's say you do look like your idol or you do look the way that you've always wanted to look like, then what happens when you try and talk to a girl? Do you know how to hold a conversation? Do you know how to riz her up? Do you know basic charisma skills? Do you know stuff like that? Like, are you able to do those things? Because even good looking guys, they still have to try and they still have to put in a little bit of effort and know some common sense and read in between the lines of how to escalate with a girl. I will say though, I won't bullshit you, looking better does improve your chances significantly. And if you make excuses not to improve your looks, then you're going to suffer in your dating life. But that's not to say you still can't get girls now, or even good looking girls now, as an ugly guy. You still have a chance. Thing is also, you got to know how to stick in these girls' heads. You can't just always rely on looks and think that's going to make her obsessed with you, because to be honest, there could be any guy she could be obsessed with. You could be among one of the other good-looking guys she's talking to, but if there's nothing special about you, you're gonna get forgotten with the crowd. You're gonna get forgotten with the crowd. But you have to find some way to make her find you the most special. You gotta find a way to make her stick to you more than the other Chad guy. You know what I'm saying? You got to make her obsess over you more than all these other guys she's talking to, because otherwise you're nothing special. You're just basic. You're just another dude she's met, and that's it. Nothing happened. But if you're able to make her become more obsessed with you and think about you more, then she's gonna find you more attractive and want to be with you more than all these other guys that she's talking to. And you may ask, how do I do this? How do I make her more obsessed with me? Well, I hate to say it, but you got to do the unsexy thing, which is play games. You got to play games with her back and forth, and you got to be able to make sure like you kind of show that you're not interested in her and that you have options, you know? Because girls will try and like make you put in work for them, right? They'll try and say, "Oh, I don't fuck on the first date." Here's the thing. If a girl ever tells you, "I don't fuck on the first date," they definitely fuck on the first date. They're just trying to make you, that's a shit test. They're just trying to test if you'll get desperate or if you'll like get emotional off of it. You have to know how to flip the tables to make her work for you. Because when she starts doing this thing of like, "Oh, well, I only date this type of guy," or "You have to wait this much time," or she just creates like a boundary where you have to work more towards her, you'll understand with whatever scenario you're in. If you notice you have to work more than you really have to, that means she just is desperate for your attention and that she just wants to keep using you for that. And she knows that you're dependent on her. If she owns you mentally, you're fucked. If she owns you mentally, bro, you are cooked. So you got to flip the tables to make her work for you more. And I know it might seem disingenuous, but this is how the game works. You don't want to be on the other side of the table, man. Think about it. Would you rather be the one getting played or would you rather be the one playing her? And then you'll realize how much she actually wants you because you're not as desperate and showing how interested you are in her. And that's why you may see like guys that are super ugly with the hottest girl because they simply know how to trigger their feelings. They know how to get in their head more and how to make the girl obsessed with them way more. That's why you see ugly guys with hot girls and girls they shouldn't be with, girls out of their league, is because they know how to make that girl think about him 24/7 compared to the Chad that's irrelevant to her because he has no emotional value. He doesn't bring anything to the table. He's not special. He's just like all the other chuds trying to get her attention, trying to gesture max, you know? But this other guy, he's the one that she's constantly obsessing over and thinking about. You have to make women emotionally attached to you like that. That's how you have to do it. And yeah, so I hope this helps you, man. Good luck to you in your dating life. And I'll see you soon, bro. Wapow, wapow.